A drop of blood, so small and it barely stains the surface. But inside it are answers. Answers about disease, about imbalance, about life itself, quietly shifting beneath the surface. For centuries, doctors could only guess. They observed symptoms. They made judgments. They treated what they could see. But what if the real story was hidden in something too small to measure, too subtle to detect? What if the difference between health and illness existed in quantities so tiny they were almost invisible? And what if someone found a way to see it, to measure it, to turn the invisible into undeniable truth? This is Forgotten Minds, where the quietest breakthroughs reshape the loudest outcomes, and the people behind them often remain unseen. She was born in 1921, in the Bronx, New York, in a modest home, no wealth, no privilege, just determination and expectation. Her parents believed in education, not as an option, but as a necessity. And from an early age, she showed something different, a sharpness, a focus, an ability to understand what others struggled to grasp. She was drawn to physics, a field that, at the time, was not welcoming, not designed for someone like her. Because she wasn't just a woman entering science, she was entering a space where women were rarely encouraged to stay. But she stayed, through college, through graduate school, facing rejection after rejection, because even with talent, opportunities were limited, positions scarce, acceptance conditional. She applied to multiple programs. Many turned her away, not because she lacked ability, but because she didn't fit the expectation. Still, she found a way. She earned her place. Studied nuclear physics, a field as complex as it was intimidating, and then she stepped into medicine. Not as a doctor, but as a physicist, bringing a different perspective, a different way of thinking. Because sometimes, revolution doesn't come from within a system. It comes from someone standing just outside it. At a hospital in the Bronx, she began working with a physician, Solomon Burson. Together, they asked a question that seemed almost impossible at the time. Could you measure hormones in the blood? Not in large amounts, not in obvious concentrations, but in tiny, almost undetectable quantities. Because hormones control everything: metabolism, growth, energy, balance. And yet, at the time, they couldn't be measured accurately. Doctors were guessing, treating without precision, working without clarity. And that's where they began, combining physics with biology, radiation with medicine. They developed a method, one that used radioactive isotopes to trace substances in the blood, to detect, to measure, to quantify what had once been invisible. It became known as radioimmunoassay, a technique that changed everything. Suddenly, doctors could measure insulin levels, understand diabetes in ways they never could before, detect hormones, diagnose conditions earlier, treat patients more precisely. It wasn't just a tool, it was a transformation, a shift from estimation to exactness, from guesswork to data. And yet, at first, the reaction wasn't celebration, it was doubt, skepticism, because the idea seemed too advanced, too unfamiliar, too different from traditional methods. Some questioned its accuracy, others resisted its implications, because accepting it meant admitting that medicine had been operating in the dark, but the evidence was undeniable. Again and again, the results proved consistent, reliable, revolutionary, and slowly, the world began to accept it. Hospitals adopted it, laboratories implemented it, researchers expanded it, and medicine changed forever. But recognition didn't come immediately, because the work was technical, complex, difficult for the public to understand, and because she wasn't the kind of person who sought attention. She focused on the work, on the impact, not on the spotlight. Tragedy came along the way. Her partner in discovery, Solomon Berson, passed away before the full recognition of their work. And for a time, it seemed like their contribution might remain underappreciated. But truth has a way of rising. Eventually, the significance became undeniable. She was awarded the Nobel Prize, a moment of global recognition, a confirmation that what she had built had reshaped medicine itself. She became the second woman ever to win the Nobel Prize in physiology or medicine. An extraordinary achievement. But even then, her name didn't become widely known outside scientific circles. Because the technique became famous, the results became essential, but the person behind it remained less visible. And that's the paradox. Millions of tests, countless diagnoses, lives saved, because of a method she helped create. And yet, how many know her name? She continued her work, mentored others, advocated for science, for women in research, for persistence in the face of doubt. She never stopped pushing boundaries because for her, science wasn't about recognition, it was about understanding. She lived a long life, passed away in 2011, at the age of 89, leaving behind a legacy that exists in nearly every modern laboratory, every hospital, every diagnostic test that depends on precision. And still, her story remains quieter than it should be, because some revolutions happen so deeply within systems that we forget to look at who made them possible. The woman who made the invisible measurable didn't just improve medicine, she gave it clarity, accuracy, truth, and in doing so, she changed how we understand the human body itself. Even if the world didn't always understand her, her name was Rosalyn Yalow. And if this story made you realize how much of modern medicine rests on unseen foundations, then don't let it stay hidden. Subscribe, so these voices continue to be heard. Like the video, so more people can discover the minds behind the methods. And if you want to explore the truth behind her work, the references are waiting for you in the first pinned comment just beneath the surface.